Thanks for coming. Welcome, everyone. You are here with me. You are welcome. I am glad that you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. If you are watching the replay, you are also welcome. I appreciate you. We got a lot of stuff here. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. You don't need to do anything. Just arrive as you are. There's no rush, no pressure. Just arrive. Welcome. Thanks for being here. All right. All right. All right. Sorry for that. Yeah. As you know, this is a calm place, calm space where nothing needs to be rushed. No rushing. Nothing needs to be rushed. You are welcome as you are. You don't need to arrive focused. You don't need to know what you are talking from. Don't need to know what you are taking from this time. You just arrived. Gently suffering and take your time. No rushing here. You are welcome as you are. Just arrive as you are. Let's take a slow breath together as usual. It can be helpful if you can. So, and allow the space to soften. Just allow the space to soften. Today, we are sitting with 3 simple ideas. Giving yourself time, not forcing clarity, allowing things to unfold. The 3 things we're going to look at today or reflect on. There's no goal setting here, just space. So 1, giving yourself time. Many of us live with invisible clock. Yes, invisible clock. Even when no one is rushing us, we are rushing ourselves. It shows up as impatient with our own process, as frustration when something takes longer than expected, as the feeling that we should be further along by now. But giving yourself time isn't falling behind. It is a recognition that some things cannot be hurried without being harmed. All right. Time is not something you need to earn. It is something you are allowed to take. It's not what you earn, it's something that you are allowed to take. You don't need to justify why you are moving slowly. You don't need to explain why you need space. Yeah. If something in your life is taking time right now, that doesn't mean it is stuck. It may be settling, integrating, or finding its shape. So you are allowed to take the time you actually need, not the time you think you should need. You are allowed to take the time you actually need, not the time you think you should need. Giving yourself time. So the second part we will looking into again is not forcing clarity. I said we're sitting on three things. Second one is not forcing clarity. There's often pressure to know what's next, to know how you feel, and to know what time this all means. There's often pressure to know what is next, to know how you feel, and to know what this is all means, what this all about. So clarity is treated like something we should arrive at quickly. But clarity doesn't respond where to force. Clarity is sometimes treated like we should arrive at quickly. But clarity doesn't respond well to force. When you're forcing it, clarity doesn't respond well to force. You take your time to understand, for things to be clear to you. When we push for answers so too soon, we often get noise instead. We push decisions, we label feeling prematurely, we settle on expectations, rather explanation, just to feel settled. I hope, okay, it's audible. Not knowing is uncomfortable, I understand, but it is also honest. The honesty is a solid place to stand. Honesty is a solid place to stand. Well, you don't need to force understanding, and you don't need to rush insight. Sometimes clarity comes only after we have stopped demanding it. So, you are allowed to live inside question for a while. You don't need to be solved today. Rather, they don't need to be solved today. You are allowed to live inside questions for a while, and they don't need to be solved today. All right. So the last but not the least of what we are sitting on today is allowing things to unfold. Giving time, allowing things to unfold. You just allow things to unfold. One thing we know is allowing things to unfold require trust. Not the trust that is dramatic, but quiet trust. Unfolding doesn't mean doing nothing. No, doesn't mean doing nothing. It means staying present without trying to control the outcome. If you don't mind, I will take that again. Allowing things to unfold require trust, not dramatic trust, but quiet trust. So unfolding doesn't mean doing nothing. It only means staying present without trying to control the outcome. So much of life happens gradually. like healing. Healing is not dramatic. It happens gradually. Change, as well as change, happens gradually. Understanding also happens gradually. Even direction. Hence why I said so much of life happens gradually. And I give a list of examples, just few examples: healing, change, understanding, direction. They happen gradually. They move in their own rhythm. Yes, they move in their own rhythm. When we allow things to unfold, we stop bracing. We stop gasping the future. And we stop trying to manage every step ahead. Unfolding asks us to stay here with this moment and let the next one arrive when it does. That is what unfolding asks of us. Stay here and with this moment, with where you are, not rushing it. And when the next one comes, it arrives when it does. You don't need to push life forward today. It is already moving. Life is already moving. You don't need to push it forward today. Staying with the in between. Another powerful one. Staying with the in between. The in between can feel uncomfortable. Yeah. When things aren't clear yet, when nothing is resolved, when you are not where you were, but not yet where you are going. That is staying in between. But the in between is not empty, you know. It is often integration. That is where the integration happens, where insights quietly from, and where something new prepare itself in between. You don't need to rush out of this space. It is doing work even when it feels still. Something is going on underground that is unnoticed, that is invisible, and it will surely come when it does. So, as we've come towards the end of the time together, I want to remind you of something gentle. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed not to know yet. And you are allowed to let things unfold. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed not to know yet. And you are allowed to let things unfold at its own time, at its own pace. Nothing needs to be forced today, and nothing needs to be resolved. Just let it unfold at its own time, at its own pace, without pushing it. And it will surely come. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this quiet space. Take care of yourself. And let time continue to do its work. See you on the next one. We do this every day. It's a daily space for calm reflection, for quiet healing, letting things unfold at its own time and pace. Bye for now. Health and wellness princess. Love you all.